Tombstone, Arizona Territory, July 8, 1885.
There you go, Jimmy. You figure this is the way to make the trip to Larrabee without us along?
Well, I'm not carrying gold, Wayne, just a court paper.
Worth more than gold to the man who doesn't want to hang. Clay, be careful.
Well, if I run across him, I will be. And while I'm gone, don't you get any holes in your star either.
Here, man. As your father, I got my rights.
Stepfather. Maybe I could put up with you as long as Mother was alive, but I don't have...
If you think you're going to run off like this...
Watch me.
You traveling, Miss Worth?
As far as I can get from him and all I've known here.
I didn't expect this kind of interference from the law.
She's old enough to make her own decisions. Besides, those who know you won't think she's wrong.
All right, Smokey, line them up.
A sheriff often welcomes the chance to get out of town and away from trouble, even if he thinks he could be riding right into it. An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened, in the town too tough to die. Tombstone Territory. From Tombstone, it was a grinding 2 days' ride to Larrabee, if the coach got through.
Would you say this is a dangerous run to Larrabee, Sheriff?
I never like to make predictions, but the stage is just full of bullet holes, Mr.
Willis, isn't it? You don't seem very concerned.
Well, we're safe enough as far as Dry Creek Station, the other side.
So I heard. I was hoping that was only a rumor.
Not entirely. We pick up a couple of guards at Dry Creek, though. Oh, Miss Worth, if you'd like to take a nap, I'm sure Mr. Clark wouldn't mind moving over.
Forget about me. Leave me be.
You're in a fine mood.
Look, when I want your opinion...
A few weeks in one of those dance halls and you won't recognize yourself. I can see that's what you want.
You make up your mind mighty fast, Mr. Clark. Maybe too fast?
I'd like to agree with the sheriff. The importance of parental guidance.
Look, will everybody please talk about something else?
Should have left her back in Tombstone. That old man of hers is probably right.
What are you, a gunfighter or just learning how?
I've learned well enough to...
Why don't you leave the lady alone, Clark? We got a long way to go.
I agree with the sheriff. Let's be pleasant with one another. It's a long 2-day ride in this coach, and safe all the way, I hope.
As miles roll by, a coach filled with 4 people seems to grow smaller, as tempers grow shorter.
All right, Clark.
Well, what was that all about?
I warned you about him, Sheriff.
I just wanted to see how it was with the great Clay Hollister of Tombstone. I don't figure it'd be such a tough job after all.
Clark, what's got into you?
It's like sitting down next to a rattlesnake.
Oh, it's not that bad, Miss Worth.
He's just a boy with a lot of curiosity.
Boy,
He'll learn that guns aren't to be played with.
look, if you think I don't know how,
If he lives that long. I don't like the look of this country.
wait till he gets on the other side of Dry Creek.
Well, we're on schedule anyway. There's Silver Gulch.
Sounds like money. Somebody strike it rich at Silver Gulch.
You've got to have a sort of special sense of humor for a lot of things around here. A party of people ran into some Indians years back. Their bones turned sort of silver. Got that name?
Well, what do we got to worry about? We got the great Clay Hollister with us, guns and all. Why, just one look at him and a real bad man at hightail for the hills. Hey, Sheriff?
I hope not. Don't like running after people to bring him back. Takes a lot of time, saddle leather. Sheriff, I'm a trifle curious about this trip you're making to Larrabee. Not that I know anything about law enforcement, really, but, well, I did happen to overhear something said to you back in Tombstone about a court paper you're carrying. Something about a murder case. Well, I see no reason to be mysterious about it since we're all so friendly like this. A man by the name of Rowan's under indictment for killing in Larrabee. He's out on bond. I'm carrying a key ruling from the circuit judge. Matter of life and death. Not mine, I'm pleased to say. It's very interesting. Is Rowan a man you know? No.
You ever seen him?
No, not even that. I can't recall meeting you, Mr. Clark, in Tombstone.
Just passing through. Not my kind of territory there. But Larrabee might be just the place for folks like me and Miss Worth here.
On an overland trip, passengers get to know each other real well, whether they want to or not.
Well, a girl like you run away from home and all shouldn't be crying.
Whatever gave you that idea?
So you're not crying. You sure don't seem to be very happy about getting out of Tombstone.
I think you're so darn smart.
Well, if there's anything I said...
You think you could bother me, somebody like you?
I guess not. Anyhow, I just want you to know that what I said, well, I'm sorry.
Mr. Clark, if I were you, I wouldn't annoy Miss Worth.
What are you talking about?
It's obvious she doesn't care to talk to you.
Stow it. Stow it.
Oh, I don't think he meant...
Another little family quarrel? When I thought we were settling down. Mr. Clark had impressed me in his own way, of course, of being a really tough sort of man. Now I see he has a gentler side.
Ah, stow it. I was just fooling around a little to pass the time. Well, what are you staring at, lawman? I might as well tell you I don't think I can stay cooped up in here with that high-toned big man look of yours all the way to Larrabee.
Now, Mr. Clark, I didn't mean to start all this.
What happened? Why should anything be happening here?
I don't know. Might be a roadblock up there. Take it easy with that gun till we find out.
Yes, if we just keep calm.
Rock slide, Sheriff. Nearly spilled all of us.
You might as well stay inside, Miss Worth. There's not much you can do out here.
I think we can get through now.
All right, Smokey.
Driver, I'd like to wash my hands.
I think we can spare a little water. May I help you, Miss Worth?
Thank you.
A little exercise feels good.
Not my kind.
Not bad.
What do you mean, not bad?
Well, if that stump had been a man who knew his business, you'd have had a bullet in you just about the time you made your first move.
That wasn't my best.
No. Now, you're working under a handicap. I don't figure you've killed your first man or done anything really wrong yet.
Maybe. When I get me a real big man.
Come on, Sheriff. We've lost enough time.
The night of July 8, 1885.
This is the ladies.
That's mine.
All right.
Drink of your finest whiskey.
Those are the two men that are going to ride our guard?
Never seen that pair before. That two men better be here by morning, Sheriff Hollister.
Yeah.
Hollister? Not Sheriff Clay Hollister, the big man from Tombstone.
Hey, couldn't be. Way out here so far from his protection.
Those two horses out in front, are they yours?
You asking questions, law boy? I don't see any warrant. You?
No deputies either. The sheriff's acting pretty bold, I'd say.
You worked them mighty hard today. They haven't been watered yet.
Is that right? Did you hear what the sheriff says?
My.
Well, I'll tell you, Sheriff, there ain't much help on the station here. Only the agent there. And he's taking care of us, so, suppose you take 4 bits and do the job yourself.
Can we share a room, Sheriff, if it's all right with you?
Sure.
I'd say they'd make a nice pair, wouldn't you?
Just lovely.
You see any answers up there?
Am I looking for some?
Maybe. You still think you did the right thing in running away from home?
I had no choice. I had to leave.
I left home when I was 13. It's a funny thing about running. Once you start, it's hard to stop.
Do you want to?
To stop?
Yes.
I don't know.
Dinner's ready. If you're hungry.
May I?
Here, I'll help you.
And, then we all better turn in. We'll be making an early start in the morning.
All right. I thought I might go out and, get some air.
Well, don't wander. You still haven't watered your horses.
Horses? I thought you were going to take care of that, Sheriff. Oh, take care of these while you're at it, will you? Nice and neat.
The sheriff's a fine little housewife, I'd say.
Sorry about those plates. Put them on my bill. Take care of these. And have them gone by sunup. Well, I'll go water their horses.
You fools. The morning of July 9, 1885. A day's ride from Tombstone. A day's ride to Larrabee lay ahead.
Guards didn't get here. Bushwhacked, you figure?
Maybe. Can't wait now. Too bad. We might need them guards.
Think so?
I got a bad feeling this morning. We've had some mean holdups on this run. No witnesses. Anybody rather I'd get to Larrabee with a dead sheriff instead of a live one?
Could be.
You want to lay over here?
Mr. Clark. Allow me to remind you of a couple of things before we head on for Larrabee.
Hurry up, folks. We haven't got all day.
All right, go ahead. Say we're reaching the bad stretch now, Sheriff?
Just about.
So it's just something that we could do.
There is.
What's that?
Relax. Hope for the best.
Jim, I don't understand.
Don't understand what?
The way you were with me last night, I thought...
That was last night.
You can change this way?
Ann, forget it. Forget it.
Is that all you can say?
That's all I can say.
The dusty afternoon wore on. A rambling stage, edgy nerves. 3 hours from Larrabee.
Whoa! Whoa, boy.
What's this?
You're kind of far from Larrabee.
Too far, maybe.
What's that supposed to mean?
I don't like the look of things.
Well, you must have been over this run 100 times.
But not with the feeling I got today. And no guards.
What is this, superstition?
Not altogether. Just seen some riders making the Rock Canyon cutoff. Maybe all right. Maybe.
So, other men travel this country?
You sure surprised me, Mr. Willis.
Why so?
Calmer all the time.
Look, Mr. Willis, maybe we better...
You, the gunfighter?
It's up to you, folks. We can turn back now or see what happens if we barrel on through.
Well, my business in Larrabee won't wait. I'm meeting these mining people.
Miss Worth?
It can't make any difference to me now.
You, Mr. Clark?
Run out the string. Don't matter to me.
Well, there's your vote, Larrabee. Miles will tell the story.
Well, it doesn't have to happen. I mean, there's nothing inevitable.
Man gets a feeling.
Being a law officer?
You've got it too, Mr. Willis. Stronger than I have for some reason. I'll have to ask if you're armed. How about you?
Well, I've got this little Derringer. Although I'm not sure what I could do with it in an emergency.
We may find out.
Keep those hands high.
Stay here. No matter what happens, stay right here.
Drop those guns.
You didn't take any chances on this job, did you?
Shut up, law boy. Tell your lady friend to get out.
She's just a girl. She don't matter.
Who says she don't?
He's right. You don't have to bother her.
Oh, this is going to be easier than I thought. Oh, let's keep it nice and clean. We don't want to leave anybody behind that's going to give us any trouble. That means you first of all, law boy. So step out here. Come on. A little further.
I got you two covered. Hold everything right there.
You had to kill him, huh, Willis?
Yes, Sheriff, I did. You see, my name isn't Willis. I haven't really introduced myself. I'm Rowan. A man they'd hang if you got that court paper to Larrabee.
That Derringer suddenly grew.
Well, like I said, in an emergency. But I've got one more surprise for you. All right, Clark. Just like I promised. You get your first real big man.
He ain't armed.
Who's ever gonna know what happens here?
Rowan, you might not be quite as big, but I'd rather start with you.
Stay just like you are, boy. Not quite sure of yourself. Stay away from killing your first man, you'll turn out just fine. Matter of fact, why don't you two just kind of stay together? That'd make it easier for both of you. Last trip to Larrabee and he knew it. Get around back.
Clark, get some luggage rope and tie up our friend from the Dry Creek station.
Yes, sir.
Oh, and by the way, may not be much of a killer, but can you drive a stage? I still got to get to Larrabee.
Yes, sir. Got a surprise for you, Rowan. The decision of the circuit judge. Evidence against Rowan not sufficient for indictment. Now, of course, you've written your own death warrant.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be. 'Cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone territory.